Hmm. Hey, family. Another great day to present some information that can help people. All right, I'm gonna finish up this pamphlet, this handout on anxiety. All right, so the next heading here in the same a personal guide to coping that I've been sharing for the last 8 videos that I've recorded on anxiety. I'm gonna wrap it up in this video and get moving on into some other subjects. But the next heading is stop worrying and start problem solving. One of the common symptoms of anxiety is worry, or vice versa. Worry turns into anxiety. Okay, I added that part. It's not in the pamphlet, but people attempt to anticipate and solve problems before they occur. Benjamin Franklin said that 1 ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And that is true. Unfortunately, in worrying, people generally put in a pound of prevention and get an ounce of cure. A problem-solving approach is actually different from worrying. To explain the differences between the two, between problem-solving and worrying, it is first necessary to explain what problem-solving is. It is a logical, straightforward approach which outlines the exact nature of the problem. Okay, I think that in one of my previous videos I did state this process here. So it says, okay, it is a logical, straightforward approach which outlines the exact nature of the problem, identifies possible solutions, evaluates the possible identifies possible solutions, evaluates the possible solutions, chooses one of those solutions, implement the solution, then evaluate the results. Remember, I think I said if you're having a problem or an area of your life that are having negative consequences or something in it, and I said to look at the situation, what's the issue, uh, identify possible solutions, um, evaluate those solutions, choose one, and then implement it, and then evaluate to see if your solution worked or not, what the outcome of that solution was, and then just vice versa until you find a solution that works. So yeah, I'm going to, one last time here. I mean, I know you can rewind the video and read it, but it is, so problem solving is a logical, straightforward approach which outlines the exact nature of the problem, identifies possible solutions, evaluates those solutions, chooses one, implements it, and then evaluate the results. And it's just a cycle until you can keep doing that, okay? And later on, when I am doing presentations via using maybe some PowerPoint or being able to use a dry erase board or a flip chart or something like that, I can draw out some of these, but this is just like any other thinking report or thought record. Or so you basically line out some boxes on a piece of paper, identify the problem, write the problem, generating alternatives, so alternative solutions, write your choices, a whole bunch of solutions, and evaluate those and see what the best possible solution might be. And then it's got to implement the solution, which that box is empty, and then evaluate the solution. So it's, a piece of paper split right down the middle. On one side, you have 1, identify the problem. On the other side, you put the problem. 2, alternative solutions. And put a list of alternative solutions over there. Put a line. Number 3, evaluate the solutions and choose one. Boom, you choose your solution. Implement that solution. And then number 5, 3, 4, number 5, evaluation of the solution. So the results, the outcome of what happened from choosing that alternative. All right. Now that the problem solving process is more clear, the differences between that process and worrying can be better explained. In problem solving, after identifying the problem, the person moves on to generating and implementing solutions. In worrying, we identify the problem, and we identify the problem. We don't often get past the first step when we worry. So it's probably a better idea that it's going to take getting into the habit of it. Probably carry a notebook around with you if you're serious about changing a certain area of your life. You're solving problems in your life. Carry a notebook around with you. Don't worry about what other people think about you stopping and writing stuff in your notebook. There's people at my job that do it. And that's just because he's writing books. And he's just little ideas that he's writing in his notepad. All right, so yeah. A second difference is that in problem solving, we deal with the realistic problem at hand. Worrying tends to jump ahead and get involved in fortune telling about the future. Problem solving does not spend very much time on thinking about the worst possible outcome. WPO, worst possible outcome. But worrying does. While some time can be reasonably spent preparing for the worst eventualities, the worst usually does not happen. Therefore, it is self-defeating to continue to think very much about it. Moreover, there are situations where we really do not know how to deal with the worst possible outcome, but we can imagine coping with the most likely outcome. Focus away from the most feared outcome and place your attention instead on the most likely outcome. If you are prone to worry about the worst thing that can happen, turn that around and ask yourself, what is the best thing that can happen in this situation if absolutely everything went right? Okay? So if you are prone to worry about the worst thing that can happen, turn that around and ask yourself, what is the best thing that can happen in this situation if absolutely everything went right? Then ask yourself, what is the most likely thing to happen? Usually the most likely outcome is somewhere in between the worst possible and the best possible outcome. A third difference between problem solving and worrying is that in problem solving, after a solution has been implemented, there is a period of waiting to see how effective that solution has been. During this time, the concern about the problem is to some degree put on the back shelf, okay, while waiting to see how well the solution works. In worrying, people are generally not able to put things on a back shelf and to come back to them later. They tend to worry about problems more or less continuously. It is as if they are saying to themselves, if the problem continues to exist, then I should continue to think and worry about it. While it is important to have times to be actively working on a problem, it is also important to have other times for resting. Problem solving has a natural pause from thinking about the problem during the implementation phase. In addition, the person knows that they have actively done something about the problem. They also know that they will come back to it in the future to take another look at it after the chosen solutions are implemented. If a person finds himself or herself in a situation where there is little or no control, such as a loved one dying from cancer, problem solving focuses on the issues which still remain in the person's control. This could include, for example, learning how to make the person's pain less, supporting them emotionally, finding emotional support for oneself, taking care of financial arrangements, supporting other affected persons, others affected by the person's illness, and so on. Problem solving is a better solution. Worrying does actually, here we go. Examine the cost and the benefits that come from your worry and anxiety. And this is wrapping up the video, guys, our series of videos on anxiety. So one important step in coping with worry is to realize exactly what it costs us. What is the benefit of dwelling on problems versus the disadvantage of doing this? On the positive side, worry keeps people prepared to deal with possible problems. It also sometimes motivates people to work on their difficulties. And the anxiety which results from worry can stimulate the body so that it is prepared for quick physical action. Now, what is the downside of worry and anxiety? It can cause great discomfort. It can impair your performance. It can keep us focused on the worst possible outcome rather than the most likely outcome. Hence, we may be unprepared when the most likely outcome occurs. It can cause physical symptoms such as muscle tension, insomnia, heart palpitations, rapid breathing, headaches, stomach aches, backaches, perspiration, etc. Persons may develop self-consciousness because of these symptoms. It can cause people to avoid situations that might be unpleasant but need to be addressed. I think it was that last video. Check that last video out about stop avoiding high anxiety situations, because then we can't confront the situations and the thoughts and the feelings that we're getting from it, but expose ourselves to those high anxiety situations so we can lessen the fear about those situations. Working through our fear, man. Persons may develop self-consciousness because of these symptoms. It can cause people to avoid situations that might be unpleasant but need to be addressed, and it tends to elevate safety above personal satisfaction and growth. It can cause persons to give up on trying to live a pleasurable, meaningful life and settle for just being safe. So, all right, that wraps up this big, long handout that I had. It's about, I don't know, it's got to be quarter inch thick of paper. That 9 videos on anxiety and worry and some of the coping skills, but that's that. I'm glad to be past that one. That's probably the thickest packet, and that's because I was a high anxiety person, so they were giving me information on anxiety. But yeah, I'm gonna get into the journal reading for this video. Squad 3, hoorah! Any Squad 3 people out there who recognize me, shout me out in the comments, man. Say hi. We'll hook up, get together. If you're living in a positive way, man. Hopefully you guys are still implementing this. It's been a long time. So let's see where I'm at here. Where am I at here? I usually, all right. We are on October 24th of 2011. Nightly journal entry. This little tag off of a tea bag that I drank, it just popped out of here. So it says, balance of head and heart yields strength of character. Balance of head and heart yields strength of character. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What does it say right here? Character. Yeah, that's that picture I got, guys. Showed you guys that. But what was positive and what was negative about today? Positive was when the superintendent met with Squad 3 in the conference room and explained our graduation date and our papers being sent out, and that we most likely have 5.5 months to go. So I've only been there 2 weeks. Negative was I seem to have lost my roll of head paper. Must have left it in the bathroom. In the head. You got 1 roll of toilet paper per week. 1 roll of toilet paper per week, guys. I mean, I don't even use 1 roll of toilet paper a week here. So some of these habits passed on down. All right, I got a big square around this question. What were the main feelings I experienced today? I felt hopeful and confident today because I have a plan after release that is different than any other time. It is going to be more difficult, but I think it's for the best. And the sergeant initialed that, seeing some significance in that answer to that question, and I had to acknowledge it by writing yes, sir. What helped me make it through the day? Focusing on my self-discipline so that I may be able to have some control over my actions when I am released. So what helped me make it through the day? Focusing on my self-discipline so that I may be able to have some control over my actions when I am released. What did I learn today? A little bit about how to use a scientific calculator, and that the first barrel ride over Niagara Falls happened on October 24th of 1901. Can you believe they used to do get in a barrel and go over Niagara Falls in a barrel? That's crazy. But evidently the first barrel ride was in 1901 on October 24th. But hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with me through all 9 of these videos about anxiety. Over 23 million people suffer from an anxiety disorder at any particular year. Keep pushing forward. Never give up. Just because we've done something so long does not mean we have to continue to do it. Next time, guys. Peace.